Hey guys, I'm back. Speedrunning once again. Had some free time this weekend, so I decided to boot up the old Switch machine. I still haven't completed a run since my last PB that I posted because the end of the game is hard. Calamity Ganon is still kicking my butt. But this run actually was pretty good. It would have been really close. If it wasn't a PB, it would have been very near. Which is basically where I'm at. There's plenty of times where I would have gotten a PB, but that boss, final boss for a reason. But there was some fun stuff that happened in this run, and I felt good about it, so I wanted to commentate it. And this is the first time I got a couple of cool tricks in the context of the run. They weren't just isolated.
Open your eyes.
So that was exciting. And the start was actually really good. So it'll be good to have an actual good start on record. Forgot to change the console language back to French, so that shows you where my headspace was at. So it was a kind of a mix of serious and not serious. And it turned out better than I was expecting, to be honest.
It will help guide you after your long
I've attempted
slumber.
runs maybe 2 or 3 times in the last month. Very rare. Haven't done much practicing, really. I've been busy with other stuff, but I had a big long weekend with nothing to do, so it gave me a good chance to get back out and play this game again. So it's been a good time. Hopefully I always remember to shout out LimCube. LimCube is the guy who made the tutorials that made this possible. His instructions are absolutely crucial. First try. So, I'm glad the run exists just for that. Even though I die at the end. Spoilers. But there should still be some interesting stuff to talk about regardless. Failed, clip through the ground. So obviously I'm not a great runner yet, but I'm making some good progress, which is fun, even though I'm not practicing that much. It's sort of staying with me. I was worried it would take a bunch of work every time to retrain myself, but thankfully it's not too bad. Gotta get my safety food. And I've seen some of the new routing here that is insane. I am a long way from being able to do that. I'm sticking to the old route. And I mean, my goal here is to get sub 45, and the old route is definitely more than satisfactory to accomplish that. So, we'll see. If I ever get sub 40 or sub 35, maybe I can start thinking about the crazy stuff that people like Skedadara are doing. But, nope, I'm just going to follow the tutorial. With very few exceptions. Oh, what will happen? These guys. It's been a while since I've gotten a clean bow from these goblins. I was lucky to survive here. This is why we have backup food. He almost gets his bow too. Yoink. Mine. But even with that, this is still one of my best stasis. See, I show you I'm not a real speedrunner. What do you even call that? Split. There's the word. One of my best stasis splits, even with the issues with Mr. Bokoblin. But here we go. Woo! That felt good. And I think that this is one of my better. I do pretty good on the stasis shrine here. So, how's your day? Chilling, maxing, relaxing? Me too. Alright, here it comes. Y'all ready for this? Got it. It's kind of fun to learn this route from the beginning to the end, so that all of these are naturally the first tricks. Whoop! Tony Hawk. These are the first tricks that I learned, so I'm kind of nostalgic for them. Because it's been that long. Or at least it feels like it's been a long time. Seems like I got into this kind of around COVID season, when I was really first starting up. And I did 3 or 4 bursts of energy across separate months where I actually put in some good work to get better. And so I'm just remembering learning these a year ago. They used to be pretty hard. Some of them are still pretty hard, apparently, as you will see. But it's kind of fun. I love this game. Never thought of myself as a speedrunner. Didn't think that was something I would do, but watching people, I watched a GDQ of Wolf Hike Song, and I was like, I need to do this. Just like clipping out of the Shrine of Resurrection. It's just like, that is so cool. It had to be done. And thankfully the tutorials exist, because, yeah, I would not be able to do it without simple step-by-step instructions. Because I am not a gamer. Couldn't get that arrow there. So I had to find some backup arrows later. Fail. Here's the first real mind blow run. The Shrine of Resurrection isn't your jam. There's a real sense of power the first time you get this trick. So cool. And I was feeling pretty good about myself right here. Until I realize I don't have skew. Could have sworn I did. I did not. So here's where trouble creeps in. I should have known that I didn't have skew by this point, but again, it had been a while. So, reset skew. And we're back on track. I usually don't get that BTV first try anyway, so I was still more or less right on track with what I would normally be at. Anytime I'm through Cryonis in under 12 minutes, I usually feel okay. I try to beat the castle in under half an hour, and I'll keep going if that's the case. But basically, the entire run is based on what happens at the end. Dead run, live run. You get one chance at the blights. And I am not one for trying it over and over on those guys. Especially when your PB's already gone. Getting better at that one. I was feeling pretty slick here too, and then, of course, whoops, Story of my life. Feels slick, fuck something up. But that one was pretty good. Yep. And hopefully y'all are ready for things to get a little slow around here. This BTB is always a hard one for me for some reason. First one will give me trouble here or there, but this one consistently bugs me. For whatever reason, I just haven't been able to get too consistent of an arrow shot here. I think that's the thing to blame. That's the disappointing moment. Here we go again. Oh well. That's what I get for not practicing. Need to set up some files at some of these places. This one definitely, and the BTB to bombs also, I cannot do properly. So those two are the big ones in the plateau that really cost me time. But anyway, I think I'm going to put more work into the Ganons before I put time into the plateau. Though it would be kind of nice to work for a new PB there. Which is funny because my PB is like 7 minutes faster than I normally do. Got a really good plateau PB. in comparison to the rest of my times at least. But anyway, plateau time doesn't even matter if you die to Ganon, which I do constantly. And that's kind of the struggle. But I mean, the better I am at the plateau, the better the jump's going to be when I do finally beat Ganon again. I keep getting close. Not this run. But every once in a while I'll fight Ganon for fun and I get kind of close. This BTB though. What a struggle. Got a good feeling about this one. Come on, me an hour ago. You can do it. I believe in you. Oh yeah. Okay. I'm gonna try to figure out what exactly happened here. I guess I just didn't throw. I was upset. I hit the tree instead of throwing the axe. I was upset at the time. But I get it the next time, I remember. Sort of. A real speedrunner would reset on the one that I'm doing here, but I'll accept anything that gets me over the river. That's where I'm at. Hi, bud. Not exactly what you would call the optimal angle. Got it. Ugh. Anytime you gotta run. I mean, it is a speed run, but more of a speed fly if you do it properly. So, I went to get some backup arrows here, since I didn't pick up the one underneath the rock, and since I had that angle, they were on my way anyway, so I figured I might as well pick up these fire and ice arrows. Not that I ended up needing them, foreshadowing. Nice little shield jump. I was a little bit worried that I was gonna forget to re-equip my shield. That would have been pretty funny. I've definitely done it before. Alright. Magnesis. The clip of annoyingness. This is the one that just will not stay consistent for me, though I do pretty well on this run. But it's just like, I can't tell between what's right and what's wrong. It just takes me 3 or 4 tries. That's better than 15. And nope. And nope. There we go. Nope. Like I said, I can't tell. I just sort of brute force it. There it is. Got it. Oh man. It's a good time though. These are all really fun strats to learn and to employ. Even if it takes a few tries, it's a lot of fun. And hopefully one of these days I'm going to hit that 45 and get even better. Because that's my goal for the month, is to get under 45 minutes, in which case I will do another video. And I will hopefully have some of my ish together. I'm going to try to figure out if I can get my face on screen. That wasn't optimal. We've got some nice guitar accompaniment from the roommates. I don't know if you can hear that. We'll see if it gets louder. We'll see if any drums come in. Exciting times living with musicians and being one. You never know when somebody's gonna start drumming. But yeah, if anybody thinks about doing this, I highly recommend it. Check out LimCube's tutorials. There are a few of these tricks that, to get them the first try, or the first, I don't know, getting them for your first time, doesn't take as long as you might think. Like the Shrine of Resurrection clip. That was the first one I ever did, and I was able to get it without even knowing what I was doing. I just sort of imitated what I saw from Song's GDQ run, and it worked. I didn't learn how to do it consistently. I'm still not that consistent until I watch LimCubes, but woo-hoo, Surfer Dude. I never get this BTB, but I still have, I don't know, I'm a hopeless optimist. Or, that's an oxymoron, but I keep trying. Oh, he's trying. Someday, I'll get that. Decided to get some more arrows for myself. Run of Shame, Part 2. Yep. Yep. Mm-hmm. You just have this nice minute and a half to ruminate about how you failed. And constantly watch the clock to see where you're at. My second least favorite shrine clip I struggle with this skew for whatever reason. I just can't quite get it consistent. Got it this time. Got it. Oh yeah, this is one of the things I actually do. I didn't get it till my second try, but I still got it. For whatever reason, I can't line up this wind bomb properly for the first try, but I'm pretty good at getting it on the second. So I need to figure out what the difference is. I think just watching back footage will be helpful. Hopefully I can figure it out right now. We'll see. I'm basically trying to line up my left foot with the shadow and my right foot with the seam of the ramp and the flat ground. It seems to work on the second try, but never seems to on the first one. I don't get Link far enough over the gap. He's too far left every time on my first try. Second try though. Maybe if I set the foot and then, yeah. Well, I have a theory. Whee! Someday, it'll be first try clean. But that's the first one I've gotten into a run, so I say a run. Hopefully, I guess into a YouTube video of a long form. I don't know. I guess it's still a run, even if it's not a completed run. 90% of a run. Hydrate. So, just the two hardest things on the plateau left to do. We got a tree launch and then BTB away from the plateau. Both are so annoying, and I struggle with them constantly. I very rarely get the BTB correctly, but I actually did. Not this run, but like right before. It's like where I made it all the way to the castle. It's like, yes! Ballin'. Because I never do that. I can get to the backup point, but where I'm actually in the courtyard and everything, but getting actually to the castle is not in my regular playbook still. And this tree launch is kind of maybe a 3 out of 10 type deal, if that. But I at least get it. I'm able to execute it, and I know what's going wrong when I get it wrong. Because there was a while where it was not that way. This is another one where I wonder if I do it quickly enough that it even saves time. But it probably does. There we go. And I usually don't. Usually I'm on the beetles on the other tree, so I'm not super familiar with this tree. I was freaking out there. Got so stoked. That could have gone wrong pretty easily. Right there. Fall to my death. So, I was pretty stoked at this point. Under 25 minutes. Plateau. That's my general goal. 25 to plateau, and then another 5 to get to the castle. And then we see what we can do. But anyway, it's a lot of fun no matter what. I'm just glad I'm here. I've got my arrows, I've got my shield. I can make my attempts. If I can get it in less than 5, I'm usually pretty happy. That spot is not super forgiving. Gotta excited. Funny thing is that probably would have worked too. Just pressed a little early on my shield bounce. So we get to see our friendly game over screen. We'll be seeing plenty of that. It's our friend. You make peace with him. Alright, round 2. What will Link do? Oh, oh, oh. Not good enough. Not to pop up to right field, and we are out. Try it again. We need line drives in this business. There it comes. 2 strikes. And we are not striking out today. 3rd attempt. Decent for me. This is another thing. It's just like seeing this. It's like I've got to figure out how to do that. Fly straight from the tutorial to the castle. It's such a baller move. I love speedrunning. Here, I make a mistake by swinging the axe instead of just letting go of the glider. So that shaves off a few seconds, or shaves on a few seconds. Backup. I always have to do the backup. But you guys are lucky you get to see the backup for the backup today because I screw it up. Real shame. So this is a fun trick too. I'm glad I get to do it just because it's just cool. I love this sort of thing. It's just like people are so creative. But I jump a little early. Slab's supposed to knock me over to the castle, but instead we get to coast gently down to the wall where we can do a little wind bomb and recover for ourselves. So, thankfully we have that. No harm, no foul. You lose time, but I lose time in plenty of places. Like right here. Whoops. Let's try that again. And 1, 2. Alright. It's fun to be able to do that too, because there was a long time where it was like, anytime I fail a trick, I have to start over and do it again. It's fun to be able to do the backups and have something you can adjust. You feel more accomplished doing that sort of thing. Where it's just like, if it works, I'm good, and if it doesn't, I'm screwed. It's more fun to have these little improvisatory moments, which I guess makes sense as a musician. I want those sort of things. Got some sweet arrows that I'm never going to use. Bananas, first try. Love when it takes you 7 tries to get those. That's always exciting. Alright. Castle time. I should be axe sprinting here, but I'm not consistent enough at it. And I don't want to alert the moblins, so I just walk. Get our stuff. I need to think about this room too, because you don't really use some of this stuff anymore. Like, you don't really need this spear. And I pay for getting it. But it's just the route I'm used to, and I'm actually not good at distracting the moblins unless I follow the exact footpath that I know. And I've been too lazy to find another one or look to see what people do anymore. I just sort of do the path I'm familiar with. Which, I mean, that's fine. Because, like I said earlier, I've got plenty of time left to shave on this route without needing to worry about learning another one. I remember a few months back I was into the Majora's Mask speedrun where the route was changing every other day. Just like they keep trying to learn new routes, and so there's no improvement made because they have to keep learning route after route after route. It's like, I'm just gonna get good at this one, and then we'll see. Especially since I'm just not that consistent at wind bombs, and that's the key to the new route, is using that. I'd rather just stick to this until I'm real good at fighting Ganon, and I have seconds to shave rather than minutes or tens of minutes. I always love this too. It's a cheeky little moment. This whole run is just great. So much variety in the stuff you do. The ways you distract the enemies are all really fun. So you get gameplay glitches, exploits, full 9 yards. Love that sneak strike. Get some gourmet meat that I'll never use. And carry on. There's some throw sprinting. Ready to watch me fail a sneak strike? Whoops. He didn't kick me. Get more stuff. Ideal menuing. That's how you know I'm top level speedrunner. Steal some stuff. And we're gone. That guy's always a little bit nerve-wracking. He's got me once or twice with his little spear. I probably should have shot that guy again. Risky. I've still got their whistle to distract this guy. I have not gotten the timing for in a long time. I need to figure that out again. I lose time every time. Try it. Stupid wizard. Who do you think you are? We got what we needed. Even if it was slow. Probably don't even need this thing either, the Stone Smasher in the second one. Since the route changed with the Wind Blight. But, like I said, I do what I do. Do what I'm used to. Gives me a chance to save. So I reset the Lizalfos so they don't shoot me with shock arrows and kill me. But that's, so we're still losing time from me not being able to whistle properly to distract them. And then I get a little turned around. Where am I? But I figure out eventually, thankfully. Okay. This trick's a lot of fun. Pisses me off. I screw it up all the time. But I've been doing pretty well with it today. And I did a good one on this run, so. Woo! That one's always satisfying to get right. Which, I mean, you can get it better, but that's a lot better than I usually do on that. I usually have to do the climb of shame, where I only get sort of out, and then I have to climb up the rest of the way. So, doing some more menuing, running out of stamina like a pro. Here we go. Here comes my favorite trick in the run. I just think this is hilarious. Setup's fun too. But just watching this cutscene is the bomb. If you don't know about it, you shoot an arrow and you pause while the arrow is basically in the air. Well, you fire it and the cutscene starts, and the arrow is sitting in the air where the Blight's head is. Or at least that's the way that I understand it. So it's just sitting there hitting the Blight on the head over and over and over and over. So we get our big, scary, ominous cutscene. Welcome to the boss fight. And it's like, what? And boom. See ya. Next. I love it. Alright. Now I can't even remember how I did on these fights. I think I did pretty well. I definitely didn't die, so that's always a plus. Those spins where you get double and triple hits are great. Nothing I love more than a health bar melting. Yeah. So basically I did my first stint of learning the run was the plateau, and then the castle was my next one. The castle and the bounce to it, and then my third major stint of learning the run was figuring out all these blades. And now I'm kind of in my fourth phase where I'm trying to put everything together to get a really good run together. But it was really fun to learn these, because I am terrible at the combat in this game. Like, my first run through, I did not even do combat. I avoided it at every possible juncture, and I'm like, I would just buy 100 bomb arrows and spam bomb arrows to beat the Blights. So it was fun to learn how to actually fight, and because I was so bad at it, but you feel pretty good at it when you do this and you just wipe them out. So it's a lot of fun. I kind of lost the route here, but I do alright. Switch to Magnesis on accident. Some slow menuing, but we got him. But yeah, it's just fun because, I mean, all of them kill you over and over again when you fight, or when you're learning the fight. And then once you're good at it, they very rarely get you anymore. So it's just pretty satisfying. But there's definitely plenty of room for memory improvement. That's something I never really... That's my lowest priority. It's so unexciting. I'll get there eventually. Got him. This fight in particular is so satisfying. Because, I mean, so many times I would scream at this guy. So annoying. And I went a little early there, so I didn't quite do the way you're supposed to, but even still, you melt this guy. It's exciting. Because he is so annoying until you're used to him. And he can still get you. Of all the four, he's definitely the one that is most likely to pull some random crap and kill you. The other ones are pretty consistent. The other one that was inconsistent was Windblight, actually. I hated that fight. So I'm glad that it's not part of the run anymore. It makes life easy. Yeah, just wipe this guy out, and it is just primo satisfaction. Better when you do it right. But even still, he doesn't get a shot off. You don't have to do the stupid flurry rushes with the weird timing. Now, you may have noticed the runtime of this video is kind of running short. This is the story of my life, where it is, well, you fight so hard to get here. Most of what he does will one-shot you. And I don't even know what happened during me watching with everybody else. I felt like I hit the button, but yeah, I don't know. A timing thing or something like that. But I didn't jump, so I guess I was late. But yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm super close. If this run had gone well, I'm not 100% sure where it would have fallen timeline-wise. But it would have been really close to a PB and really close to 45. So, anyway, it should be soon. Hopefully sooner rather than later. And definitely by the end of the month is the goal. Thanks for sticking around. See ya.